I'm 73 years old, and I'm about to tell you something that might upset you. Everything you think you know about getting older is completely wrong. And the worst part? The people who should be telling you this, your parents, your teachers, society, they're either lying to you or they don't know themselves. You see, I spent the first 50 years of my life believing the same lies you probably believe right now. I thought I had it all figured out. I had the career, the house, the respect of my peers. But at 52, something happened that shattered everything I thought I knew. And what I discovered in the 21 years since then has completely changed how I see life, death, and everything in between. But before I tell you what happened, I need you to understand something. The reason I'm making this video isn't to impress you or to make myself feel wise. I'm making this because I'm running out of time, and there are things you need to hear before it's too late. Not for me, for you. At 52, I had what doctors call a cardiac event. That's a fancy way of saying my heart tried to kill me. I was in a meeting discussing quarterly projections when suddenly the room started spinning. The next thing I remember is waking up in a hospital bed with tubes coming out of my arms and my wife crying in the corner. The doctors said I was lucky. I had just come face to face with my own mortality, and they called it luck. But you know what? They were right. Because lying in that hospital bed, with nothing to do but think, I realized something terrifying. I had been living my entire life on autopilot. I wasn't really alive. I was just going through the motions, checking boxes, trying to meet everyone else's expectations. And here's the part that haunts me to this day. If I had died that day, if my heart had stopped permanently, what would I have left behind? A nice house, a retirement account, a collection of achievements that nobody would remember in 5 years? Let me tell you the biggest lie you're probably telling yourself right now. I have time. I'll do that later. When I'm older, I'll finally live the life I want. I see young people in their 20s, 30s, even 40s, and they're all saying the same thing. When I make more money, then I'll be happy. When I get that promotion, then I'll relax. When the kids are grown, then I'll travel. When I retire, then I'll finally do what I love. Let me save you 50 years of regret with one simple truth. That day never comes. You know why? Because the goalposts keep moving. You get the promotion, and suddenly you need the next one. You make more money, and suddenly you need more money. You're always chasing something just out of reach, and before you know it, you're 70 years old wondering where your life went. I did this. I spent 30 years climbing a ladder, only to realize when I got to the top that it was leaning against the wrong wall. And you can't climb back down and start over. Time doesn't work that way. Here's something nobody tells you when you're young. Success is a terrible goal. And I say this as someone who achieved everything I set out to achieve. I made partner at my firm. I bought the house. I had the respect of my colleagues. And you know what? None of it mattered. You achieve your goal, and for about 48 hours, you feel amazing. Then the feeling fades. You're back to baseline. Now you need a new goal, a bigger achievement, more validation. It's a hamster wheel. I had a friend who died 3 years ago at 68, worked 70-hour weeks his entire life, built a multi-million-dollar business, never took a real vacation, kept saying he'd slow down next year. Next year came, and he had a stroke. At his funeral, his son said, "My father was a successful man, but I barely knew him." Is that the legacy you want? Your regrets won't be about the things you did wrong. They'll be about the things you didn't do at all. I don't lie awake at night thinking about failed business deals. Those don't matter. You know what keeps me up? The trip to Japan I never took because I was too busy. The relationship with my brother that I let deteriorate. The book I always wanted to write but never